They say in Mobile, Alabama, you will discover Southern hospitality is not just a word, it's a way of life. And as the city has grown into a thriving metropolis, it has also preserved its past. Beautiful historic homes and buildings seem to line just about every street. Now, one Mobile resident, retired nurse Laura Allen, loves her historic city. But her 1970s bathroom vanity, well, that's a bit of history she's ready to replace. Chipped silver on the mirror has caused these unattractive black edges. The countertop feels outdated and the sink is badly worn and scratched. Even the light fixture could use a new look. So today, Laura and I are embarking on a vanity makeover. Hey!
Hey, how are you, Ron? Nice to see you.
Very
Welcome.
nice to see you. Since the vanity area is a bit tight, I handled the simpler but hard-to-reach jobs, such as removing the light fixture and taking down the mirror, on my own. Now, I've hardly broken a sweat when Laura appears with a snack that's straight off the Mobile family tree.
The inventor of the Krispy Kreme donut came from Mobile.
McAleer Brothers.
These are the best. These are the best.
Yeah,
you know what?
The only way it gets any better is to have them hot.
These are good enough for me. Absolutely. You know what? I'm gonna take charge of these. You don't mind,
All
do
right.
you? I think I'll make sure they get good care.
All right.
What I want to do is run outside and get some plumbing tools because I'm going to have to disconnect the water lines here. Would you mind, Hannah, taking the drawers out and cleaning out the cupboards
While
here?
you have your coffee and donuts, I'll take the drawers out.
Coffee and donuts.
Laura works on the drawers while I work on the donuts. Then it's time to get under the sink.
Okay, got all the tools in here, but I'm going to have you do all the plumbing work.
All right.
You comfortable with that?
Comfortable with it? How long will it take before I can get my plumber's license?
Ooh, now there's a good thought. I think about 15 minutes if you're working with me.
Okay.
So you're not worried about this, are you?
Not worried about it.
Okay, well, we're going to start with this P-trap
As
up
long
here.
as you stay right there, I'm not worried about
I'm
it.
not going to go anywhere.
All right.
Now, this is called a slip or multi-groove plier, and I've got them set up just about where you want them. When you
Laura may be retired, but she's still raring to go. She goes to work unscrewing the drain pipe nuts and then removes the U-shaped P-trap.
Oh, okay. Okay, you okay? All right, good. Bring it out. Okay. Now, what happens with these? The reason they do this, did you wonder? Why not just go straight into the wall, or do you know this already?
Probably it's a trap if anything goes down. Is that?
If your wedding ring falls in here, then you can, take this off and retrieve it. But what's even more important is this is always full of water right in here. And it keeps the gases in the sewer from coming back up into your sink. It acts like a valve.
Next, we disconnect the water supply lines. Now, we're ready to remove the old countertop.
So you ready to start tearing your bathroom apart? There is no going back after this.
Ready to tear it up.
First, we run a utility knife along the backsplash to cut through the paint and caulking. Then Laura attempts to separate the backsplash from the wall by gently hammering a putty knife between the two. But the adhesive bond is too strong. So I suggest Laura try a pry bar.
Yeah, exactly.
With less than perfect results.
Uh-oh. I think the tool was too big for the job. And we'll fix that.
And we really will fix the hole. But first, we remove the rest of the backsplash and the countertop.
Try to lift this up now.
Laura's son-in-law Charlie stops by to help carry the whole piece out.
Ask you to back up in the bathroom if you would.
Now it's time to fix up that hole. First, I cut a rectangular drywall patch and place it over the damaged area, tracing around it with a felt pen. Next, I cut out the shape with a drywall saw. Now, I'm ready to employ my special wall patching tool, a balloon.
Boy, this is going to be a tough one to tie.
The balloon will act as a clamp for this piece of drywall, which I call a backer board. I apply some glue to the front surface, insert the balloon into the hole, and then press the backer board against the balloon. The balloon pushes back, forcing the piece of drywall against the back side of the wall and holding it in place while the glue dries. Next, I apply some glue to the drywall patch that I used as a template for the opening and press it firmly onto the backer board. Finally, I cover the seams with joint compound and paper tape. I'll let it dry a few hours, sand it smooth, and apply a second coat. In the meantime, we'll step outside for a look at the new countertop and sink. Well, this is our new countertop. Very nice looking.
It's acrylic. Some people call this cultured marble. Not really marble, it's really plastic. Molded in the shape that we wanted it, and it's been cut to just the right length so that it'll slip up into that alcove. Now, we had the opening cut out for our sink, and by the way, if you buy one of these, I think that's a really good idea. Have them cut that out at the factory. Also, holes bored back here for the faucets. And this is our sink. It's called a drop-in. It's porcelain enamel. It's going to drop right in that hole like that. We'll seal it later on with some silicone under there.
When I install a new countertop like this, I always put the fixtures in beforehand. Everything is easier to see and reach, much better than doing it later lying on your back in a cramped space underneath. In a matter of minutes, Laura and Charlie have things ready to go. Then it's back inside to prepare the base cabinet for the countertop installation. We run a bead of silicone along the upper edge of the base cabinet and then lay a couple of wooden dowels across it. This allows Charlie and me to slide the countertop across the dowels without disturbing the bead of silicone. Once it's in place, we pull the dowels out and the countertop drops right onto the sealant. Next, Laura runs a bead of white silicone around the sink opening, and then the two of us carefully lower the sink into position.
That stuff.
Now Laura goes back under the sink to reconnect the plumbing, and I reinstall the mirror as simply as I removed it. But our makeover isn't finished yet.
So, what do you think?
Oh, I love it. I love it. Can't wait for you to get it up. Now, you're not going to make me get up there to put the light up, are you?
I was.
Well, now I can get down better than I can get up. Why don't you get up there and let me do something I know how to do and go get something from the kitchen?
More from the kitchen.
More from the kitchen.
All right.
Well, if I've learned one thing today, it's that only good things come from Laura's kitchen. So I connect the wiring, mount the light fixture, and screw it into place. By now, our wall patch is dry and ready for paint. Our little mistake is soon covered up and forgotten.
Ron, how about a break for an Alabama treat?
Another break.
These are Dreamland ribs,
Oh, wow.
and they are peculiar to Alabama because they started out in Tuscaloosa. So if you went to an Alabama ball game, you had to go to Dreamland for ribs. So it's time for you to have a little taste.
Oh, absolutely.
After another feast, it's time to address the chipped silver on the mirror. One option would have been to buy a new mirror. A less expensive and more decorative option is to cover the chipped edges with wood molding. We apply hot melt glue to each section and press them against the mirror, creating a frame. Our makeover is complete.
Well, we got a lot done today.
It looks great. Between the fixtures and the light, I think it just coordinates so beautifully. It looks great.
I didn't work you too hard.
You didn't work me too hard. Learned a lot. It's been a great experience.
You think you earned that plumber's license?
I'm not sure I got the plumber's license, but I think I deserve a helper's license.
I think you're absolutely right. As a matter of fact, to kind of make that official, I'm going to give you these.
Oh, these are mine to keep.
Those are yours to keep.
All right, then we'll have to have another job.
Another job? How about
We
the
don't have
kitchen?
to do it today, though, do we?
I don't see any reason to stop.
Or we can go to the kitchen, but let's not look for another job just yet.
Okay, what are we going to do? Eat?
We'll do that.
More food?
More
okay,
food.
whatever comes
More
first.
food.
Laura's vanity makeover brings modern style and function to her bathroom. But it still reflects Laura's unforgettable old-fashioned hospitality and warmth.